All right, we are live. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the show this morning. I'm Tommy, the Bargain Effect, with my fellow panel members here for our Wednesday Hump Day show. We got Rebecca in here, Lisa C's already in here, Two Hip Chicks, Ciosa Sales. Good morning to all of you. I believe all these people know, unless there's some new people watching. What we do is we resell. I personally sell eBay, Amazon, or eBay Macari. I source primarily used goods. I like to refer to myself as a product relocation specialist. Sounds good. It's a good title.
When you said that the first time, I'm like, God, that's creative. I like that.
That is very creative.
Oh, and then we have NASCAR Derek here, NASCAR 3345, Landshark Picker, and Anthony. I'm going to start from my left. Anthony, would you like to tell us what you do for all the new people?
Sure, absolutely. My name is Anthony. I have a YouTube channel called Pittsburgh. I do a lot of videos on, yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, Goodwill bins, thrift stores, basically anywhere I can go and find stuff at a very cheap price to go and flip on eBay. That's what I do. eBay is my main platform. I do a lot of like local sales too. I also do flea markets and stuff like that. Whenever I, have an overabundance of inventory, I'll go out there and dump off all my, weaker items, the stuff that doesn't sell as good on eBay, or maybe it has a
death pile
like that. Well, not necessarily the death pile. That all goes to eBay first, and then the stuff that either is not selling well, or the stuff that just like, for example, like if a plush has a stain on it or something like that, you know what I mean? If there's like a little bit of a defect with something, that's when I'll then pull it and put it in my flea market inventory. But yeah,
I found a good place to. We used to do that with the flea market booths, and I found a good place to get rid of my stale stuff or stuff that's just not quite eBay worthy, and that's on Derek's auction channel. And then we relieved our flea market booth, so we don't have that overhead because we were renting it by the year.
Yeah.
So you ship it all to Derek, and it sits in his apartment, and
Yeah, Derek's my Amazon. No.
Nice. Fulfilled by Derek.
fulfilled by Derek. Yep, that's right.
Yep.
All right, Craig, I got you next up on the screen here.
Who? Me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm Craig. I'm sure. Hopefully, we've got some new people in here, but if not, that's cool. Name is Craig. Channel is the Landshark Picker. Sell on eBay, Amazon, and Facebook Marketplace. And it's almost been a week that I haven't mentioned that site that I don't sell on anymore. I source yard sales, estate sales, thrift stores, auctions, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, all those kind of places. My Amazon is down. I don't have as much up. I don't think I have anything up there right now, but eBay is my primary. Electronics is my go-to. Electronics and computer stuff is what I know. So appreciate everybody showing up again this morning.
Yeah, we have some new people. Bluegrass Thrifts, Dita.
Thrift.
Kelly, the ecom mom, is in here. Two Hip Chicks. And you're up, Derek.
Hi, everybody. You know me. I'm NASCAR Man 3345. I sell on eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. I source at yard sales, flea markets. I do toy shows, die-cast shows, and I have a Monday night auction that Tommy just talked about. And I do actual Hot Wheels on Friday nights. So that's it. That's me.
We also have the Shamrock Pixie and Mr. Pickles that joined us this morning.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Pickles is our bird.
Good boy.
Pretty cool.
So what you guys got going on today?
I'm over starting my sale back up, my promoted listings back up, like I said a minute ago. So I'm not paying attention. That's what I'm doing. It shouldn't be, but just a second, though.
Derek, you're working.
And I'm working on rebuilding GI Joes.
Nice.
Doing them the old-fashioned way with getting new O-rings,
I got some errands to do today.
I'll be doing this. Yeah.
Was it the G.I. Joe that you could pull the leg out of its socket and you have a nylon bungee cord kind of thing in the middle that holds them together? Is that how they work?
These are the 3 3/4. They're done by a number 9 O-ring, and the legs are put together with a piece of metal, and then you have to put the crotch on, and then the body comes apart in 2 pieces, and you have to mount them back together with the screw.
So you're playing. So you're playing with G.I. Joe crotches. Okay, I got you. Something about that seems odd.
Try to find G.I. Joe crotches that are not broken.
Well, they're what? Probably how old are those?
1982 to 1989.
Wow. So those are 30 plus years old, give or take.
Exactly. This is what a 32-year-old O-ring looks like.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, Derek.
Try it out.
Dita. I don't know. Does anybody know how to say that properly?
Dita.
Dita wants to know if they made it in the race.
Yes, you are. Okay. Yes, you are.
All right. Rebecca Kruder says that she's doing a pop-up sale today with Kimmy, Borderline Hoarderish, on her channel today.
Cool.
If anybody wants to watch out for that, I know I'm going to check it out. What time is that, Rebecca?
Yep. They weren't sure. You guys going to do it.
It's a pop-up. You never know when it's going to be.
Right?
That's true. It's like a pop quiz.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to hate that. I had an English teacher in high school, and she called it a pop quiz, but dang it, we had one every day we walked into her class. I'm like, this is not a pop quiz. We know about it.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was sad. It was, I don't know how I made it through high school in English. We were always reading books and having, we would, have discussions each day about, the reading assignment for the previous night. And I hated reading. I played three sports in high school. So the number of days I came home at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon was like two times during the year.
Yep.
And I hated reading, so I never read. And you'd be in the hall getting to class like 2 minutes before class, and everybody's like, okay, what was it? What was the last night's reading assignment about? You get all the details. And then it was like, okay, as long as you don't get a discussion question, I'm fine. I can answer single answer questions. I hated reading. I still don't like reading to this day.
Lucas joined us. He said he feels like his messages aren't being seen. I'm seeing them. And then he asked you, Anthony, can you talk more about your new source, or as Lonnie calls it, his guy?
His guy.
Oh, yeah, sure. So I actually have a couple news sources that I've found over the last couple weeks. You're probably talking about the one from my video either today or yesterday. I can't remember. But yeah, I put up an ad on Craigslist, basically just asking for video games and stuff like that. And I ended up getting an email back, and this person said, "Hey, I have a bunch of stuff. Can you send me a text so I can so I can send you pictures and stuff?" So I sent them a text, and they ended up, sending me a whole bunch of pictures of, like vintage video games, electronics, like pretty much you name it. I just found out yesterday now that they have old Pokemon cards and stuff like that. I'm going to try to get from them. But right now we're in the process of trying to link up because they live Johnstown, PA, which is like over a 2-hour drive from here. So I just want to make sure that I got all my ducks in a row before I head out there, and it's, not worth the trip. But they have 2 storage units, a 3-car garage, and they said their house is pretty much hoarder-esque. So I think that's going to be a really good pick to go out there. And honestly, I'm probably going to need more than just my van to get, basically what they're trying to sell. But I'm trying to, just so they know up front, I don't want to get there and be beat down on prices. So I'm basically telling them, like, look, I'm going to give you a very fair price out the gate because I think we can have a good, relationship making money together. There's only so much I can pay. based on the fact that I need to resell the items and I'm taking all the risk. And I know you're telling me that they work, but till I get home and test them, like I have to assume that they don't, just so I don't get burnt on it. So we're kind of in that process now where we're kind of shooting prices back and forth. I basically came up with this, I basically just comped stuff on eBay, and then I sent like a list of everything I'd be willing to buy and what the prices are based on the pictures I've received.
Hopefully you can get to the point where you're just buying stuff.
Do they have a lot of toys?
What they only showed like one toy so far, but they did say that they have toys and stuff.
Hopefully you get to the point where
Nice.
you're buying stuff in bulk and not just having to come up with a price for one or two items, because that's in my opinion, that's where you're going to get your best deals. It's going to be fair to him, but it's going to be probably better for you as well.
Well, and I do see there was a question about how they responded after I hit them with like the $132 offer. There was only a couple things that they didn't want to part with on that list, and all of them, honestly, I'm cool with because like it was like the Intellivision, the Atari, which right now aren't selling super hot.
Right.
Just because I guess all the kids growing up now, the nostalgia is on newer old systems,
Right.
and basically they wanted like beyond retail for them. So I was like, honestly, if you're that attached to them, I'd prefer you just keep those. And then they're like, well, I put like $200 into my PlayStation. I was like, yeah, but that was like what 10 years ago.
Right.
The PlayStation 3. So I was like, if you're that attached to the PlayStation 3, I'd rather you keep that too. But the other stuff seems like they're like right on par with what I'm offering them.
That's good. Seems like it started out
That's
pretty
cool.
good then.
Yeah, so I really think it's going to work out. I just want to make sure that all of my ducks are in a line. That way I don't drive out there over 2 hours, 4 hours, basically both ways, and it'd just be a waste of time.
Yeah. We've had a couple people jump in. Blended Whiskey, welcome in. Tracy, Uniquely Me, glad you could join us. She's got a little
Hey,
fear
Tracy.
of putting an ad like that on Craigslist. But I think Craigslist is an area that people ignore to some degree. Craigslist in my area, I'm sure, I don't know how it is in other people's areas, but for selling, in my opinion, it's a waste of time.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of come and gone. Facebook Marketplace has pretty much replaced it. I think the offer up and let go are somewhere right in between the Craigslist and the Facebook Marketplace, in my opinion.
Yeah. Right.
But I think Craigslist, when I say it was ignored, I think it's ignored a lot by sellers as a means to source. Like you were talking about, putting that ad out there.
Mm-hmm.
The ad is a great idea, but also getting out there and just looking at items.
Yeah.
I found like the free stuff I've talked about. I constantly I just browse. I don't do it all the time, but I'm looking through all the categories I know I like to buy stuff in. Because it's not such a heavy selling platform, it's easy to find things that are undervalued.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I got a question because I've sold on Craigslist. I bought on Craigslist quite a bit, but I've never did like the wanted type ads on Craigslist. Now, when you do those, do you do it under the wanted section, or if you're like looking for video games, do you post that in like the video game category?
You can really do either. I can't even remember where I posted it, to be honest with you.
The couple of times I've done it, I put it in the category of stuff that I was looking for,
Mm-hmm.
with a little picture of a group of items or the type of items I'm looking for. Not like I've gone out and built something or created something. Just gone and grabbed a stock photo of a pile of video games or a pile of electronic equipment or something, and just give them the details. Hey, I'm looking to buy. I've got cash to pay. You need cash? Call me. I'm looking for these type items.
Lisa C asked if anybody's ever looked or used FreeCycle. I used to when I lived in Milwaukee, big metropolitan area. Got a lot of cool stuff off of there, but out where we're at, there's not much that's on there. People don't seem to post on there too much. You guys use that at all?
Is FreeCycle a website? I thought FreeCycle was one that started in like the Yahoo message boards or something.
I think it did start in like Yahoo, but it's a website now.
Okay, I haven't looked at it.
Go to your area and sign up, and I'll get emails when something new is posted, like within a 30 or 40 mile radius of me.
That's cool. Debbie does sales. Welcome in, Debbie.
Yeah, they're freecycle.org.
Do they do primarily free items?
Yep. It's
Is
usually
it an
giveaway
exchange or is it a?
Everything that I've dealt with was just they wanted to get it out of their way or had no use for it no more. So they just
Oh, blended whiskey. That's a good. I like that. I have to put my PhD to work. Post-hole digger, that is. Nice. That's funny. It's not funny that you have to go out and do that. It was a good analogy, though. Oh,
we got the rest of this camper. We got to gut it out pretty much. Now we got to cut down the shell and get it down to the frame. Picked up a used camper, sponsoring a kid that's getting into hobbyist circle track racing, and he needed a car trailer. So our sponsorship is converting this camper into a car trailer so he can haul his car around.
You think that may be a good idea for a video?
Yeah,
Destiny's
Destiny's been recording footage of us from the start to the conversion, and once we have it all done, well, I'll probably, once we get it down to the frame, upload like a part 1, and then do another video of now turning it into the car hauler.
That'll be cool. I think you'll get some views on that one. That'll be really cool. I don't watch a lot of them, but I get kind of hooked on the converting the school bus into the RV and the the trailers into the all that kind of stuff. They're neat to follow, and they can get really intricate with a lot of that stuff. Especially the ones that are converting like a cargo van to a something they sleep in.
Right.
I think they're really cool. Come on, you dang. All right, good deal. Active.
Now, Tommy, you're gonna have to reinforce that.
Yeah.
The frame. I know that.
Yep. Absolutely. We're gonna get some tube steel to reinforce.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get some steel tubing and reinforce it, and then we're gonna go with some real heavy duty treated plank board.
Good morning, just me, Kathy.
Nice.
Glad you can make it. Yeah, they're talking about Facebook Marketplace. Stephen Scroggins, welcome in. I appreciate you jumping in. Talking about Facebook Marketplace approaching like retail prices. One thing I don't like about Facebook Marketplace, I don't know if y'all see it in your area or not, but it's getting to the point where you have these items are in there that are like advertisements from stores. And if you see an item and it's got a whatchamacallit,
A website attached
my
to
mind
it.
just went blank. The stock photo. It's stupid. Facebook Marketplace should be for individuals or people like us that are, selling items, not for somebody to come in and advertise their product,
Right.
It's odd. I don't like that.
Lucas is asking if I was able to salvage any of the broken vintage electronics. Yeah, I salvaged about 3 combo units, radio, Disney Princess TV, which is surprising because that was on the very top shelf. But luckily I had it inside of a box, so I'm guessing that probably saved it. But it fell like right on its screen and didn't even break, so that was awesome. But pretty much most of the stuff was trashed. I put some of it in like a garage sale pile just because it still works. It just looks, like it's been dropped. But a good bit of it I just had to put away.
Found a pretty cool item the other day. I don't know if it's going to work or not. It's called a Go Bible.
Oh yeah, that is cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's about the size of one of the old school iPods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it does, but it's from like 2007.
We had
Different
one,
versions.
we had one by Texas Instruments. It was a little bit bigger, had a keypad on it. And basically, that sounds like it's probably an audio Bible, but this one was just a digital read Bible, but you could type in where you wanted to go. Or
this one's got a navigation, like you can go up, down, left, right, and all that. And then
Yeah,
it
it
must
looked like
be
an
audio.
iPod.
It must be like an MP3 player that's got the version of the Bible on it. It
But
was only 99 cents, and I had a hard time walking by it.
we had that one. We picked it up for 99 cents at Goodwill. It sold on eBay for us for $45.
I don't know if this one works. The battery compartment looked clean, though, when I picked it up.
Just Me Kathy said they converted a pop-up camper into an ice fishing shanty in Wisconsin. We have a lot of people that do that around here. You look out on the lakes, and it's just pop-ups where they took the canvas out and put up plywood and just made a square. My utility trailer that I have is an old pop-up frame, 6 foot wide by 9.5 foot long. So it's a nice utility trailer. Me and Destiny, we did it together. We just cut some 2x4s and 1x6s, made some sides. That thing, we paid $50 for it, and it's paid for itself over and over and over.
Game on.
There you go.
There you go. Gone to yet?
Hi, Kathy. Yes, I'm here.
I think it was in the 20s or 30s when I browsed through it. Story index, but Old Testament, New Testament, Genesis. There's a play. Now, I had a pair of earphones around here at some point. I think all the good earphones I have work with. Oh, golly, it's down there.
You guys got anything exciting or coming up or anything this week yet?
Nothing really. I mean, same old for me. You know, just going to try to hit as many sales as I can this weekend, since I didn't really hit much last weekend.
There's 6 around my area so far, just on Craigslist on the treasure map, but I'm not seeing anything. But like looking at the pictures, that it's like, wow, I gotta hit this yard set. I gotta hit this one. You know.
It was so rainy last weekend that we had like no yard sales in the area. So this week looks pretty good though. I think I'm gonna get out there and try to hit. I don't need any inventory, but what I do need is some gems to sell. So
right.
I got a lot of bread and butter items, but I need to search for some bigger profit items.
Yep, gotcha.
Bigger profit items, those are always nice.
Yeah. It's good to get them $15, $20, $30 sales. But when you get that $200 sale or $250 sale, that cha-ching sounds so much better.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, my treasure map is still pretty much bare. There's like 3, 4 sales like within 20, 30 minutes of me. I'm sure we'll get more though as the week progresses.
Wow.
Yeah. I usually check my yard sale on Thursday,
definitely.
and that's when it seems to load up with all the sales. Okay, let's see what we have here.
Problem is saying this thing is it's
Well,
not
you
the
don't-
latest one.
Steve Scroggins said, no one around here posts on yard sale treasure map. No, if they post it on Craigslist, it's linked in to yard sale treasure map. That's how that works. So.
My treasure map doesn't want to check different areas this morning.
There's one that sold 4th of July for $24.99 free shipping. It doesn't weigh half anything.
Oh, for 99 cents invested, though, it's something.
Oh, yeah. And it's not going to take up any room. I'll just throw it in one of my bins. And I really like small electronics like that, especially if they work. They're just so easy to. I mean, it took me 3 minutes to test. Didn't take up any room.
Right.
Easy to ship.
I was going to say, what does that weigh? 4 or 5 ounces, maybe?
If that, I'd say, between, probably 4 or 5.
I love them and you can
Sand
find
dollar.
those bigger money items that you can ship first class. I love that.
Yeah, I shipped out. Go ahead.
I was just saying hi to Josh. He popped in.
Hey man, how are you?
Yeah, you just keep
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I've shipped. I got on a little bit of listing spree about what's today. It was Thursday, Friday of last week, and I listed 3 Wii console onlys, and I had like a grouping of like 6 or 7 Wii remotes. Those
Okay.
are so easy. I throw them in a padded mailer, roll it over, seal it, slap a label on it. They're not real fragile. I got like 50, I think the most expensive one I got $33 shipped for 2 of them together.
Nice.
And these are ones that were just sitting around the house. DC Sales, welcome in. But I said I didn't list anything yesterday. I'm in the middle of a short-term development project for a buddy of mine that's out in California. Trying to wrap that up. It's about 10 or 12 hours of work. Hard to pass that kind of work up.
Right. Exactly. You've been saying about that. Yeah.
Steven Scroggins says no one posts around here on the yard sale treasure map. We have the same problem right in our immediate area. Nobody posts. I got to look out at like the bigger surrounding cities. But sometimes we have to drive an hour and a half. But Appleton, for instance, will have 192 rummage sales on a Saturday. So that's definitely worth the drive. I actually want to get into doing an overnight when I go that far, so I can hit like one side of town one day and then the other side of town the next day.
Right. That's the best. That's the best way to do it.
And I can write it off, you know.
Well, Tommy, I mean, when you guys come here, you'll be able to hit the whole state and not have a problem.
Now, is there a specific date range there that you were talking about as far as that goes? Like,
Yeah, that's what we were asking.
Yeah, that's why I said you and me and Tommy definitely need to have just a FaceTime. That we gotta. I have to look at the dates for Brimfield. That's what I want to bring you guys up to go up to.
Okay.
You guys can see that during the week, and then we can do the stuff around here on the weekend, like the flea markets and everything around here.
Cool.
So, at least so we can all get have that, and we'll do some video and stuff like that. Just having a blast.
Yeah,
No,
that'd be awesome.
No, what exactly?
Come up. We'll have the entire morning show on location.
Yeah.
I got 2 people talking at the same time.
Sorry, guys.
What exactly is that Brimfield thing that you're talking about? Is that's like a citywide or what? What is that?
That is a town up in Mass. That is the whole town has this sale. I mean, there's about 450 acres full of stuff.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. If anybody watches Blue Bus Dave, he's there right now because it's going on right now. It just started today. Because they have it 3 times a year. July is the worst one because it's so hot. But it's 3 times a year, and trust me, you want to find stuff, you can find it. I mean, sometimes there's certain places where you'll get yard sale prices, but then some of the stuff you get that will get retail prices. You gotta go through. That's why they have it. But it's so much fun to go to.
Okay, what I'm seeing here is September 3rd through the 8th.
There you go. So that's it. That's the week.
Yeah, Tommy says, how about estate sales? If they're not having yard sales in your area, they must have some big estate sales.
Yeah, I'm going to look into the estate sales. A lot of times, estate sales in my area are on the treasure map too. But,
right.
I'll definitely scour the internet for whatever I can find.
Estatesales.net has a list of estate sales. I think they've got an app as well.
They do have an app. Yep.
I have to download the app because I don't have the app.
Yeah. It's free.
Anthony, I dropped a link for that in our chat, our Facebook chat.
Yeah. She also wants to know if anybody's in the Northwest Indiana area. Indiana. Where was Misty from that we had on before? Was she in Indiana?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look. I think so.
It was in Indianapolis.
Anderson, Indiana is where she is. She was the one on our show.
Yep.
I don't know that I can think of anybody else in Indiana. There may be, but
like we said, you can right now you can look at where all the resellers are. It's California, Texas, Alabama, and Ohio.
Ohio's pretty packed, seems like.
We don't have a ton here, at least not as far as YouTube content creators. I mean, I know we have reseller. My postmaster, tells me, oh, there's this guy, and he primarily sells this in the area. But I mean, as far as like big, what I feel is professional resellers with YouTube content, the only one we have in our area that I know of is Resale Rabbit.
Right.
Yes.
Do you know? Have you ever met Nikki? She's Poplar Picker.
Mm-mm.
She is somewhere. Give me a second. I'll tell you where she is. She is in Wisconsin, I believe. She's Poplar Picker because she's in Poplar, Wisconsin.
I don't even know where that is.
All I know is anytime she's been on, I used to watch her a good bit. She was a part of another morning show that's out there, and she a lot of times she'd be on have her phone and be on camera and on the show, and she was in the van, and it was always snowing a lot of times when it was up there.
I guess state sales are pretty dry this weekend too. I just did the 7-day state sale search here, and it's literally my blip and nothing else.
Nice.
That's good.
Do you got a link for her?
Let me see if I can find her channel. I have her on Facebook. Come on. When I first met her, I watched her for about 2 years, and I finally realized that it was Poplar and not Popular. When I first saw it, I wasn't paying attention to it close enough, and I thought it was Popular Picker.
That's what I thought you said. How do you spell it?
Poplar. She does a lot of Steam auctions and stuff. I'll drop it over in the.
Oh, she's way up at the top of Wisconsin.
I just put it in the Hangout chat over there if you want.
Yeah. She's like 4 hours north of us yet, and we're in central Wisconsin.
Yeah, she's pretty smart.
She's almost on the Canadian border.
It's all right, D. We're used to getting ignored. It's okay.
Hey, Todd, how you doing, man?
Flippin' Hustler. Welcome in.
D. Two Hip Chicks, Dom. Welcome back in.
Flippin' Particles. Good morning.
Seabass FD. Welcome in. Longest yard sale. 117 yard sale. August 1st before. Cool.
Yeah, have you guys ever done that? What is that? That I-70 rummage sale or whatever?
I haven't.
I'd like to do that.
There's one one of them starts up in northeast Alabama, but it's about 2.5 hours away from me where it starts, I think. Maybe a little bit less than that.
I'd love to hit those. That's why me and Destiny, we're on the hunt for an RV, a motorhome.
That would be awesome.
So we can do these trips, like going out by Derek, we could save money on motels or whatever. Just find an RV park, they're everywhere. Put a little enclosed trailer behind it. That's our ultimate end game. for our semi-retirement is to travel and source.
I can't retire yet. I'm not tired.
Right?
You can't retire if you hadn't tired yet.
How far is it to get to?
Sorry about the noise, guys. I have this guy that doesn't know how to cut grass. It's maybe 10 feet wide by 30 feet, and it takes him 17 tries to go over with a riding lawnmower.
I was about to say, at that rate, is he out there with a pair of scissors or what?
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, are you kidding everybody? This is the 5th time he's already been by, and he's like the 3rd. It's the same spot. Here he comes again.
The worst thing is I need to be out. I need to be out cutting grass today. My grass looks terrible.
So Derek, I was just looking up how long it would take me to like drive to Rhode Island. About a 9-hour drive with the car. But this thing's also telling me how long it would take me to ride a bike. How long it would take me to walk. 170 hours walking. So for me, it would probably be like triple that. That's crazy.
What about if you were
Huh?
What about if you were Forrest Gump?
Oh,
Forrest Gump
definitely
running.
make it quicker.
I've been on like the Apple Map or whatever it is on my phone trying to figure out directions or something. And because sometimes it comes up and I'm like, it's going to take me 30 minutes. It's like right down. I'm like right here by it. And then I look down and it's stuck on the walking directions. I'm like, I just want the driving directions.
Wow, Rebecca says it takes
Yeah,
an
what
hour
is it?
to mow her yard.
Wow.
I got like a patch of grass that
That's push mower.
doesn't bother me much.
Don wants to know how long it'll take by mower.
I don't know. This guy probably take him 5 weeks. But if you come up 80 and come across New York and shoot down, I think it's a little bit quicker that way.
It shows me at
I've done that.
17 hours.
17,
Right.
That's not that bad.
No, we drove longer than that. We drove to Vegas last July. So
When I was driving.
Bulk of my time would be coming through Pennsylvania. It's 5 hours just from here to Philadelphia.
Because Pennsylvania's pretty wide, isn't it?
Yeah, very wide.
Going east and west, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We're over on the western side of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Alabama's Alabama's
south.
more tall.
Whereabouts are you, Anthony?
I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
Well, technically, New Kensington is like the suburb of Pittsburgh I live in. That makes any sense to you? But yeah.
I was just looking at the map and I was seeing if we came across and we left like a day before you and then meet up with you in Pennsylvania and then just
shoot across.
Yeah, shoot across together.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. Figure it out.
Like I said, so that week, I mean, if you guys left on a Sunday, so you guys can get through that's the thing is getting through New York. If you guys can get through New York, you'll get here in no time. But going through New York, takes me almost an hour sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Golly, Tommy Bernard in the chat says Pennsylvania is the absolute worst state driving across. All the damn hills, deer, potholes. I was sourcing and reading PA a few months ago and hit a pothole on the highway. $2,800 in damage.
Ouch.
Wow. Tommy, you haven't been through Rhode Island. Rhode Island will make it worse. I can tell you that for sure. We're a big, huge pothole.
Yeah, there's tons of potholes here too, though. Like we're notorious for them. Like the minute you get to Ohio or West Virginia, the roads just become nice. Yeah, I went through honestly, what I went through was like a sinkhole a couple months ago, like right before Christmas. I was coming down a road and it was dark and like literally ripped off the whole front part of my van.
Wow.
Yeah. Both tires on each side. Like literally PennDOT was out here fixing it within like a half hour of like it being called in because it like tore up a bunch of cars. There was like 12 cars literally like lined up all like trashed. from the sinkhole.
The talk of PA brings a this out of the
Yep.
out of the shadows.
We have tons of big holes in our road too because the plows they tear it up over winter, and then by the time they go through and patch them all and fix them, it starts snowing again, and then the plows are back out tearing it up again.
Yep. Well, that's how it is here.
Yep.
They just don't. These guys have no clue.
Our roads
Okay.
right here are pretty
Yeah.
in pretty good shape. You know, we've got some, you know, nothing bad on them. They're constantly working on them though. The joke here, we're about 3 hours west of Atlanta. I don't know if anybody's ever driven through Atlanta, but they're always doing construction on the roads in Atlanta.
Always.
The area I'm right here close to, they're doing a lot of construction. It's been ongoing for a while. So the joke is that we're becoming the Atlanta, but it's not too bad. Our streets are in above average condition, I think, based on some of the other states I've been in.
Gotcha. Yeah. You haven't been here. You have to come to Rhode Island, then you'll know. And you'll sit there and you go, oh man, they weren't kidding.
Yeah, we my mom and dad both grew up in Mississippi, so I had grandparents after I was born. When I was born, my mom's mom had already moved to Alabama, but my dad's parents still lived in Mississippi, and we used to go over there a lot. And I just remember the roads being in terrible shape over there. Yeah, Josh, definitely. I guess we don't have a lot to complain about if you look at some of these other, I hate to say third world countries, but countries where infrastructure is not as up to date as ours. You know, it's we
You saying the roads there are better though.
Oh, Josh,
wow.
I forgot that you were in South Carolina. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the Outer Banks in October. So if you want to meet up, I'm gonna try to do a little meetup down there while I'm fishing. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I misread his comment. I thought he was saying just the opposite. Wow.
Yeah.
But I wonder, is there as much traffic over there? I don't know much about Honduras at all.
Nah, me either.
No, I thought they use a lot of those the bikes and the sometimes they even use the tuk-tuks. They have different like little mini cars and stuff like that they use.
A lot of taxis, yeah. I spent a week in the Netherlands, and that was back in 96, 97, give or take. And there were a lot of people riding bicycles, a lot. Because I would say gas was so expensive, but it's not gas. They use petrol, which is, it's gas, but it's just got a different, different makeup or whatever. And
Right.
I talked to a lot of people, and they said because gas was so expensive, people would just ride bicycles everywhere. We went to take the rental car back. It was I think we ended up with it was about like a mid-grade, smaller car. And I went to fill it up, and it ended up costing me like 10 gallons cost me like $60 or $70 US, which was very high. And I started talking to the guy. I said, yeah, we're so close to Germany, people can buy, or wherever the BMW is made, we can get BMWs dirt cheap because they don't have to be shipped overseas. And, but nobody buys them because they can't afford to keep gas in.
Yeah.
But it was, I remember it having a green tint to it, if I remember right. God, that's been so long. That's been 21 years ago. It's a fun country, though. I really enjoyed it.
$7 per gallon.
That's crazy.
$7 a gallon.
$5 an hour.
Yep.
Yeah. That
It was,
is crazy.
I ate some great food over there. Like I've talked about before, I'm not afraid to try new things. Had some really good dishes. I remember having some kind of duck dish that was really good. A lot of fun. I was a little lucky. I got to go there on work.
Sweden was good. Germany, I love Germany. Germany was really good. The beer gardens, let's just say, you can get yourself in trouble in there.
When I was over there, I wish I had gone to wish I had gone to Germany. I was less than like 30 miles from the West German border. I was in a little country town called Emmen in the Netherlands. I was doing some work at a carpet fiber manufacturer. Little country town. My first time I'd ever been out of the United States, and I had very little directions. I flew, and me and my wife both went. I flew into the airport, and we couldn't find the hotel. You know, here I am, a bunch of Dutch-speaking people. You know, some of them spoke English.
Right.
It was a mess. It was a lot of fun, though. You can drive all the way across that country in like 3 hours.
Oh.
Really, really pretty scenery.
Yeah, I haven't been to Europe yet. I definitely need to get out there. Well, that's kind of a lie. I was at a airport in England for about 12-hour layover whenever I went on a mission trip, but literally that was just like trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Other than that, I haven't been in Europe at all.
It's a total different scenario. I mean, when you go, it's absolutely gorgeous, but everything is different. It's not like, you have to remember that you're in their country.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ask them a question and they don't understand you, they're not rude. They just don't talk to you. They just walk right by you. And that's what people have to understand is that, okay, if you're in Germany, they speak German. If you don't talk to them in German, they ain't gonna talk to you. Unless they're a tour guide or whatever, then they'll talk to you. But
so Don asked, so you slept in Europe? Yes, I did sleep in Europe. Literally right in the middle of the airport. I was like laying on the ground, head on a duffel bag, just crashed out in the airport.
On the way back, my wife almost was not allowed to get back on the plane. 97. We've been married about 5 years, give or take, and she had not changed her last name on her driver's license or her social security card or something. And, you know, internationally back then, and I'm still now, it's probably even worse. All the names had to match up. We would go through security, and like, ma'am, this is not you. Then her name, her ticket was issued in her married name, and her driver's license still had her maiden name for some reason. How she made it out of the United States, I don't know.
Right.
But like, I need some other form of ID that shows that this is who you are. They were like, you're gonna have to stay here. I'm like, okay, see ya. But now luckily she some reason still had her college issued ID in her purse, and luckily that's the only way she got back on the plane to come back.
Wow.
That was pretty scary for somebody who had been overseas and out of the country outside of Canada for the first time. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Just sold a Circle K convenience store polo.
Nice.
Cool.
That's a $2 into $15.
Nice. Yes, Debbie, they will help you when they can. It's just like I said, you got to find the right person that will help you. They try to explain it to you like slowly, but you gotta. It's like I said, it's a totally different animal when you're in, not animal, but when different
Culture.
Yeah, mentality, culture, everything. You know, I mean, I remember watching some of the video that I know Justin did when he went to Germany, and he got yelled at for having a camera in a church. You know, he was in a restricted area, and they were ready to strangle him. And I'm like, hey, you know, I know you didn't understand. You didn't understand what the sign said, but you know, you're in a church. You have to be careful, especially they're in European churches. They're very, very adamant.
Right. It's definitely interesting. That's the only place outside of Canada, outside the United. Well, I've been to all the places you can stop on the cruises, but that's not real. I mean, that's the only place I spend any extended time. Been to the Bahamas and all that stuff down there, Caribbean.
Yeah, it's easy because they still take the American dollar in Bahamas. All that stuff is very easy.
They don't take that play money like they use up in Canada, right, Cliff? Cliff was over on D. Was we on D's channel yesterday? And I popped into the chat, and he's like, "Craig was bashing the Canadian money." I'm like, "No, I was just making fun of it. Come on."
It's funny. Me and Ash, every once in a while, we'll shoot up to Niagara Falls for like a weekend or whatnot.
That's
and
cool.
Last time we were there, she started showing me the money. She goes, "Oh, it looks so pretty."
I don't know how
like different colors and
I don't know what the conversion rate. At one point, it was pretty close to the U.S. dollar. I think it's a little off one way or the other now.
It's off. It's. I think it's $1. $1 of theirs is like. I think it's $3 of theirs equals one of ours.
Yeah.
So
I haven't really kept up with it, but Canada. Talking about other countries, Canada is a very fun country. I had a lot of fun there.
yeah, I like Canada a lot too. Got to visit a few places. I took a Canadian cruise, but then we also go up to Ontario every once in a while, like when we go to Niagara Falls and that area of Ontario.
I haven't been to the eastern side. I've been to west central and more west Canada than I have.
Well, you said you were in
the western
Vancouver
side.
once, right?
Do what?
You said you were in Vancouver once, if I remember.
I've been to Vancouver, spent a handful of days in Vancouver, worked out off of on the island out there called Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the water out there is beautiful. We did some work for the ferry system that goes between the mainland Vancouver and Victoria. Per Google, the Canadian dollar is worth 72 cents US.
Okay, so it's getting closer now. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Isn't it a loony? Isn't it a loony?
If I remember right, the loonie is the $1 coin and the toonie is the $2 coin.
Right.
The loonie was copperish looking, and the toonie is copperish looking in the middle and silver around the outside.
Wonder what made them come up with those names.
Yeah, Winnipeg. I wouldn't say it's gross. But I don't know. I really didn't see much more of that except for the hockey arena.
ACD Picker, welcome in.
What's Erie, PA like?
Erie, PA is not bad. They have a big lake up there. We were literally just there on the 4th. We go up there several times a year. They have an indoor water park there called Splash Lagoon. It's a nice area, but there are parts of Erie that are really bad. We took in several women to our recovery home we used to run that were from Erie, and like drugs up there can get pretty bad. But it's not a bad area. There's a lot of stuff to do up there. They have a casino. There's some decent shopping up that way too.
So you're saying Erie can be very eerie in some places?
Yeah, some parts. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way a lot of cities are, though. You know, all of them have their bad areas. I don't think there's a single city out there that doesn't have a bad area. It's just the degree of badness of that area. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only about 2 hours from us, so we try to get out there as much as we can. Although we have one guy that comments on my video every time I'm in Erie, and he tells me I'm not allowed there because it's his territory.
I had one of those. I had one of those in my thrift store right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hit me up. I probably sold it multiple times. I went there to pick up a baseball bat because I know sports stuff. I've played sports all my life. I've got a pretty good eye for bats and gloves and what sells. I went down. He was sitting there looking. I reached down to pick one up. He goes, "You can't have that. You only buy bats because I buy bats." I thought he was about to bow up on me.
Yeah.
I was like, "Dude, just get out of my face."
I had a guy do that to me at the Goodwill bins. He was probably in his late 60s. And like he just like came up on me like he was about to fight because I picked up a big box of basketball cards.
Wow.
Jeez.
A lot of people are territorial, you know, like a cat. You know, I'm like, it is what it is. There's enough room for everybody.
Last night I went to the Hot Wheels Club that we have in Rhode Island. It's on a Tuesday night, so I don't really go a lot. But my friend Cliff had me go with them, and we were talking about the Legends tour that we were supposed to go to in June, and they said you were lucky you didn't go. They said every 15 minutes they'd pull out a dump bin out of the back, so people can go through it. And literally, kids were getting crushed because the guys were just going and almost knocking the lady out that was bringing the dump bins out. So it was so ridiculous. He goes, it's not even worth it. So
yeah. Josh says people can get really territorial when their livelihood depends on their reselling. I understand that, but you got to have a sense of respect both ways. You know, I'm big on respecting people, but it is what it is. You know, I'm a non-confrontational kind of person.
As long as you're willing to work for it, there's more than enough to go around.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been to the bins. Like, I go to the bins every once in a while with other resellers in the area, and we both still leave with more than enough stuff.
right. Well, that's it. I mean, you just gotta know, and you just gotta stand your ground. You know, you don't want to be mean, but you got to stand your ground. And if you can't do it, then it's not a place for you to be.
But if the three of us are in a thrift store, you know, obviously we have different. Each one of us has different knowledge. So we're going to notice different things at different times. I may walk past something and you walk right behind me, you pick it up and said, hey, you missed this. It's a $3,000 item. It's only $3. I'm going to say, wow, I just learned something. Good for you, Derek. You know, good. It's good that you know that. I'm not going to feel sorry for you or beat you up over it because you got it and I didn't. You know, it's part of business.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, and too, people will help each other. You know what I mean? Like, if they say I have a shoe in my hand, they're like, oh, I saw the other one in the bin over there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, it depends on which bins you go to. We have a pop-up shop bins here in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, and I found that's the nicest bins I've been to, like, as far as people go. But if you go over, you know, maybe a half hour to North for Sales, people will literally slit like your throat to get something. You know, so it just depends on, you know, I guess the demographic of people there. But
in that kind of situation, if somebody helps you out like that, if you see that person again and have something to offer, you're going to be more inclined to help that person out as well.
Absolutely.
You know? Right. And it's you know, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of thing, just across the board.
Well, it's almost 11 o'clock, guys. So we're gonna go another 15.
I'm good.
I think we lost Tommy for a second. I don't know what happened with Tommy.
No, I'm back. I was
Okay.
just dealing with something.
Tommy was snoozing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that he didn't get caught like Jordan did. I wasn't gonna try to call you, Tom. Turn off the telephone. Turn off the live.
Anissa Junk Chair has a good point. Chick Picker, which is Valerie, said to not let people know if you're looking for a mate shoe, the match on a shoe. Said people will hide the other one. Wow. I've only been to the bins once, and I know it's just watching some of the, you know, there's not a lot of video on it out there. But after my one trip, I can definitely see that it's very competitive in a lot of places.
Right. Harry Tornado Josh says he doesn't wear deodorant to go to the bins. Keeps people away.
Yeah. Good morning, Misha Renee. Welcome in. Glad you could stop by.
We have a few different bins here, and we have good bins, and then we have Black Friday bins. That everybody's just very rude, very pushy, very argumentative. And then we have the other one that's total different extreme, you know. We'll talk to people there, and they'll ask, well, what are you looking for? I'll keep an eye out for it. I'm looking for this if you keep an eye out for it, you know. So.
Right. That's cool. My bins, I've only been to one. I've got one 3.5 hours north up in Nashville. And I've got one about between 2 and 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours south of me. So nothing real convenient.
Well, like I said to everybody, it's 2.5 hours to my bins, and I've never been. I only go to the Goodwill that's near me, and that's still 25 minutes away. So
you'd probably love our bins, Derek, because there's a lot of toys in there, and I'm not a toy person, so I don't know what's of value or not. I just pass them over, but we got tons of toys in our bins.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's what I know. That's what Anthony does. He goes all the way down to the bottom.
Yep.
You never know what's going to be in there. You have no clue.
Yep.
But I think just based on what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, you know, you got to kind of understand the etiquette of working the bins, you know, because it's not that there's rules, but I think there's a lot of unspoken, you know, this is the way it works, and you know, kind of like the code of sorts, you know.
Right.
Because if you try and get in a bin before the horn sounds or the bell rings or whatever,
Right.
they you know, it's crazy.
That's what I was told. The one up there, the one that I need to go to, you literally have to bring 2 people with you. One to watch your cart, and the other 2 to start just going to gate in and out. So, you know, not everybody's just sitting there. No. Because they said people will literally go to your cart and pull something right out of your cart without you knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
do that. A lot of times you'll see people with sheets and stuff. They put it over their excess carts.
Yeah.
That's why I like when Ash is there, because she'll come. I'll make sure she has a cart. I have a cart. And then if like her Graham or someone comes to, I'll have them have a cart for us too. That way we just have, you know, like everything manned. But if I'm by myself, I will definitely grab a sheet up out of the thing and throw it over top.
Yeah.
I try to park my carts though by the register somewhere, so that way, like, the people there will see somebody trying to dig through it or whatnot.
Right.
See, I'm lucky because our daughter goes with. She loves the bins, and she's my cart sitter. She just follows me around with the cart. Or if the aisle's busy, she'll stand up at the end of the aisle, and then when I hold something up, she'll run and grab it.
Yep.
We'll run it to the cart.
Josh is asking if any of us have been to a lost luggage auction where they sell unclaimed lost luggage from airline passengers.
Yeah, I was at one here. It was when they were doing that. The 2 people, what is it, Las Vegas storage. They have they have a YouTube channel. They were there. There was right here in Rhode Island. It was on TV, and you really the prices are going so high that it's not even worth going. I mean, you're spending $200 on a piece of luggage where it might be all dirty clothes.
Right.
So
we've got a store that buys that stuff from the airlines or a liquidator or something. They buy it by the pound. It's about, you'd probably think I say everything's 2.5 hours away, but it's about 2 hours away northeast of here. It's called Unclaimed Baggage, and it is a huge store. They've got just racks and racks of clothes. They sell a lot of electronics. Their electronics prices are at least eBay, or sometimes higher than eBay prices, which is, and there's people in there buying them because those prices are pretty decent, you know, for a used item, or typically pretty decent. But I've been up there once and probably won't go back.
now I know they're starting to do different pop-up stores. I know they're doing ones that are boutiques, ones that are books. They have. I think they're trying to do a toy store too. They're looking at doing a toy aspect store. So
yeah. Tommy is asking about a computer electronics Goodwills. I haven't seen those.
Yeah, I've never been to one of those either.
I've got one Goodwill proper. When I say Goodwill, because a lot of people say Goodwill, but they mean like a thrift store. I think sometimes when I say Goodwill, I'm thinking the Goodwill branded store. You know,
right.
I've only got one of those in Birmingham, and but they've had the tall metal racks, the big like a 2 times the size of a Gaylord. They packed full of electronics, probably a lot of printers and stuff like that they're selling, but I didn't know they had specialty stores like that.
Yeah, I heard of them. I'd love to go to one, but we don't have one near us that I know of.
Nothing is around where you live.
No, you know, we're more in the tourist area. I mean, if you want food and restaurants and party lifestyle and water parks and like knick-knack shopping, we have all of that. But when it comes to what we need, we have to travel for it.
Right. That's cool.
Right. Rosie's Closet says she has a boutique Goodwill near her. So,
I guess that's where they sell their silver jeans and their Tommy Bahama and their
their higher end clothing that they find. Yeah.
Mm.
It's called Goodwill Computer Works.
Huh. One in Virginia. That's cool.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I don't know why we don't have many Goodwills here. And when I say Goodwill again, I mean Goodwill proper. Montgomery, which is the capital of Alabama. I went down there. That's where I'm from, and I think I ran into two down there. The thrift store scene in Montgomery is not real good. Their Goodwills were in rougher areas of town, which is good because a lot of people in some of those areas of town, need to buy things like that, at those kind of places.
Right.
And I'm not looking down. I'm just saying some of them that are economically depressed. That's affording them the opportunity to purchase items they normally wouldn't be able to.
DC Sales says time to make the license plates. Everyone have a great day.
Nice. Glad to stop by. Thanks for coming in.
I just searched that Goodwill Computer Works, and it shows me my 3 closest ones are in Texas.
All right. Better get in the car. We'll see you in about a week and a half.
Right?
Wow.
Bit of a cruise.
I wonder how many there are. If that's the case, there must not be too many of them.
Yeah, I've never even heard of one of those, so I'm guessing there's probably not.
Goodwill.
Tommy's saying there's one in Virginia.
Yeah, check out Goodwill Books. Somebody did a video on one. It looks pretty cool. If you want books and DVDs and stuff like that, but
Houston, Dallas.
Bearded Picker had a video of the one in Austin.
Tallahassee. Plano. Huh. Oh. Goodwill Computer Store. Oh, Tallahassee. That'd be quite the drive.
Tallahassee, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even looked. Kathy says that Harlan or Scott has a video of the one in Austin.
Yeah. It's Scott. No, not Scott. I'm calling him Scott because you said it's a Bearded Picker. Yeah, Tommy, type in Goodwill in Rhode Island. You'll see a Goodwill Industries, but it's not. It's a school. It's not a building. It's not a
school.
But you'll see where is the nearest one, and you'll see where my Goodwills are.
We can't be too far away from you. If it's in your state, right?
It's not in my state.
Oh,
the nearest Goodwill is in Massachusetts. Goodwill Bins is in New Hampshire, over by Ryan and Pam. Like I said, it's a hike.
Yeah.
And I found out the Goodwill that it's in Attleboro, Massachusetts. Another YouTuber, he has it already locked and loaded. When something comes in, he walks in the door. The manager already says, "All right, here's a pile of stuff already put aside for you in the back."
Wow,
it's like
nice.
Love to get a connection like that.
Yeah, that'd be a nice connect.
Star City Picker says Richmond does on-site auctions weekly. We've got a Salvation Army that does. They don't do it at one of their retail stores. They've got an off-site location. It's kind of like the warehouse where they process a lot of stuff.
Right.
And they auction off big items, bins of stuff. Like I saw about the big metal things that the Goodwill had. They do the same thing, but they do them at auction. Tuesday and Thursday. You pay $4 to get in, and then it's just free bidding. A lot of stuff goes cheap, but it's about like the bins. I don't know what the quality is. I've never bought anything. I've only been down there once. But it's not bad. It doesn't seem bad. I need to go back out there. All right, we're at the 5-minute warning. We definitely appreciate everybody stopping in this morning for sure. It's we keep saying it, but we definitely appreciate people showing up, because without a chat or people in the chat or people watching, there would be no reason to do the show. And any success we have is all attributed to y'all. So we definitely appreciate it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But, yep.
Well,
So
you guys, any last words? Final thought?
In order to have a final thought, you got to have a first thought, right?
Yeah, that's why I always
I
struggle with.
haven't had a thought yet. So, somebody go ahead. It doesn't matter.
Look at Rosie's Closet. 18 Goodwills in Vegas.
Wow.
Dang, that's awesome.
That's why I'd like to move out that way.
Yeah, everybody. D just dropped. D Flipping Particles had a show at noon Easter time every day. Y'all be sure to check that out. She's a lot of fun. And I know we didn't do it. If anybody is a content creator, drop a number in the chat. Say number 1. How about a 1?
There you go.
And anybody that's in the chat that is not subscribed to anybody that drops a 1, go check them out. I know there's a lot of good people in the chat. So, last words. I know we didn't talk a lot about Hump Day, but it's so easy. When you're in the corporate world, when you're working a full-time job, Hump Day is has a lot different connotation, a lot different meaning than it does when you work for yourself. Is there really a Hump Day in this environment?
Right.
Every day seems to be I should be out there busting my butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Wednesdays usually, now, I got a lot of catch-up work to do, but Wednesdays usually are a slower, more relaxing. I'd say out of the whole week, the more relaxing, because I'm over the weekend rush of sales and packing and shipping and whatever, and then I start priming for the weekend. Getting my store loaded up on Thursdays as much as I can, and getting my weekend sales going. So me Wednesday still is, if I'm going to have a laid back day, that's going to be the day.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, and this said every day is the Hump Day.
Yeah. So if every day's a Hump Day, get to humping.
Boy.
That's my last words.
Yeah, it's good. That's a good last words.
Nope.
Yeah.
I would just say get out there and do it, guys. Whatever you got to do. I know sometimes it's monotonous, but just do it.
Right.
Hustle and grind, and that's how you make the money. So just go do it. And tomorrow's video, or tomorrow's show, I should say, will be on my channel. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss it.
Yeah. When you said hustle and grind, I had to bring it up. If anybody's ever watched Storage Auction Pirate, he's out on the West Coast. He's got a pink mohawk. His saying, he's got hashtag is hustle, grind, rewind.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Mike is amazing. He's very motivational, and he's done a lot in his life, and you really got to listen to him. And you might not like him in the way he acts, but you want to know what? And he might not be for everybody, but he does put out some amazing content. So.
I love his content. I love his personality. He's just so outgoing.
Right.
Pretty down to earth too.
Yes, he is. Well, he's been down in the dumps. He's been back up. He's been back down again. Life's been kicking him in having a big, huge roller coaster, but he gets up every day and just goes for it. And that's what life should be. You get well, I hate to say kicked in the balls, but you get kicked that and knocked down. You just gotta get yourself back up and just fight. It's life is, that's just how life is. You're not gonna be on top all the time, and you're not gonna be on the bottom all the time. You'll put yourself on the bottom if you want to, and you can put yourself to the top. But if you want to have a good life, you want to keep yourself at a positive attitude and just do it every day.
Good deal.
Yep, for sure. And I pretty much just follow suit what you guys say, man. Just you got to get out there, you got to do it, you got to hustle. The reseller life. A lot of people are like, "Oh man, you need to get a real job, dude. You need, you don't work a real job." And it's like, man, I put more hours in than you do after 40 hours. So, the reseller life's a struggle, but
Work more for less sometimes.
yeah, absolutely. And you got to have a passion for it, and not just a financial passion, because I don't think that's enough to drive you to be real successful. But you got to love what you do and just do it.
Just go for it. That's it.
So with that, I think we're gonna end it, and we'll see everybody tomorrow on Anthony's channel. So
Yep.
Make sure you head over there tomorrow morning. And take care, everybody.
Everybody have a good day.
Yeah.